Senator Bolton has introduced a bill that would allow us to reconsider some of the maybe misguided changes that were made last year in collective bargaining. I'm curious, now that the obvious imbalance is, it's there. I mean, all you need to do is look at the initial proposals that are coming out from school districts across the state to see the change that's happened as a result of the misguided legislation. Will you be listening to the voices that said you got it wrong last time and support a return to a more appropriate balance? Will you be taking that bill up?
In terms of the Senate bill from Senator Bolton, I haven't seen it. Of course, the House generally doesn't see a bill until the Senate advances something. So I'm not up to speed on the specifics of the bill. It was very helpful to be listening to the messaging last year and this year, and it was very effective right after the first forum last year to have the Ankeny Education Association say, we'd like to meet. We'll look at that bill and the content therein and the invitation again that we discussed. I believe ought to look at not only that bill, but in Ankeny eyes, Sadell, North Polk, our area view of what really resonates within there that should be talked about. It worked well last time, and I would love to see us do that again.
We are happy with the disrespect that has fallen upon the teachers of Iowa and the cloud that is over this great profession, causing many young college students not to consider teaching, causing the teaching shortage to increase.
We are getting feedback from all over the state, from many different people that fall under those rules. There's people that are still upset, obviously. There are some people that are really happy with the results, and so we're weighing those options, and we'll take a look at it. I mean, we're getting feedback. It's only 7 months in.
Yes, we're listening, and I think that what we tried to do was give school boards across the state of Iowa the flexibility to manage the schools that they're charged to do, and we haven't had time to see how this process works and plays out. But from what I've seen, it seems to be playing out that there's continual support for teachers and pay raises.
Folks, one thing we try to do is we're going to work on that whole respectful thing. I understand everybody has an opinion, but let's just make sure that we're being equally respectful of it.
The way the question was worded, it's easy to say no. Collective bargaining bill passed last year was, of course, broader than public education. And I do believe there are several specific examples within there that demonstrate capacity for, in terms of the previous person's question from your family and church, that it was, that there is capacity to raise teacher salaries, not lower. There's no restriction that lowers. There are several that increase capacity for spending to go that route. I would humbly ask if there's evidence that we are actually having an increase of teacher shortage or move to Minnesota through that. And so the email addresses and et cetera are very available as I'm listening on this issue. That's not a factor that I've studied, and because of your good question, I welcome more information on that.